I want to film this, record this, and then maybe look back on it years from now and say, yo, remember when I dropped that list? You know what I mean?
Right. And those big names come through.
Yes. Okay. You want to know what number one is?
Tell me.
Real Talk with Starscorpio, season 8. This is a special episode. We ain't gonna be long in here, but I got a special guest with me, and I'm doing this podcast because we're gonna talk about some of the people, some of the famous people that I've asked to be on my podcast, and I'm gonna tell you the outcome of these the responses from them. And I have a special guest, Cher, my good friend, who is on season 1 of my podcast on the Halloween special. Welcome, Cher, to Real Talk with Starscorpio.
Hello, hello. Great to be back.
Yeah.
2 years, almost 2 years.
So, Cher, it's been 2 years. That's madness.
Crazy.
And you see, I'm wearing the shirt, the Halloween special shirt.
I see, and it still fits.
Yeah. Yo, I feel good about that, though. Turning the big 5-0 this year, you know what I mean?
I know. Still looking 30.
Oh, I don't know. Got to take the glasses off. Yo, but you still look young, though, man. You could pass for like 25.
Thank you, thank you.
You want to tell the people your age?
I turned 39 in March.
Oh
so,
my
you know,
gosh.
the big 4-0 next year.
Yo, and I've known you for, what is it now? 11 years? You said 11 years.
All right, yeah.
I remember when you were turning 30.
Yeah.
And then I was turning 40.
Crazy times.
So long it's been, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, Cher, you know, we can get into this. We're going to get into my list here. I've had like opportunities to invite people to my podcast. That sounds funny. What I was doing is trying to get people on my podcast. And first of all, shout out to all my guests, though. You're my 80th episode.
Holy, that's crazy.
So shout out to all my guests, my 79 guests in the past. And I still have them rocking for season 8. I got like 6 more to go.
That's amazing. You're blessed.
Yeah, thank you. And you're there supporting from day one.
Of course.
But I have a list. I got it down to 5. I asked about maybe 100 or so people in the know to be on the podcast. Some people hit me up, as you see, and I had Nicole Holmes on, Tari Touré, Chris Staples, some big names out there.
Yeah.
But I got this list down to 5, which I'm going to share today. But before we do, let's reminisce a little bit, because we did a Halloween episode and we rated some of the old Halloween scary movies. Do you remember them?
I do. I remember a few that were on the list.
Yeah,
we did the classics. We did Freddy.
Yeah, so Nightmare on Elm Street, that was
right,
one.
Nightmare on Elm Street. We did Friday the 13th.
We did Friday the 13th.
Yeah, we did Jason. We did Halloween.
We did Halloween, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know the other one?
Did we do Exorcist?
No.
No.
Nope.
Oh, we did. Did we do It?
No. It was Child's Play.
Oh, Child's Play. Chucky,
yeah,
yes.
We did Chucky, which, you know, some people don't consider. It comes on at Halloween, but is it scary? Whatever.
It doesn't do nothing for me now, but the other ones are still pretty creepy.
You can't be number 1, though. You know what I mean? I still like the first Chucky, man, from the 80s.
Oh yeah, for sure. The original Chucky.
And then the last one, I made a teaser out of it because you asked me, did you do it? Did you do it? Candyman.
Oh yes, Candyman.
Yeah, that one's freaky still, man.
Yeah, I still won't do it.
You still still won't do it?
Nope. I'll go up to 4. That's the max.
Trust me. Yo, but I was telling you, my daughter, so Carissa, you know Carissa.
Of course.
She was saying, I believe it's out, right? She saw The Exorcist.
Oh, the remake with the two. Yeah, with the 2 girls. I haven't seen it yet.
You want to see that, though?
Definitely. It looks scary. And apparently the original mother from the first one is in that one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's like the return of the same demon.
She's still alive?
Yeah, man. She's still kicking. She's still there.
Yo, I'm sure that was filmed in the 70s, not the 80s. I thought it was the late 70s. I don't even know. Maybe early
I don't
80s.
know. I think it was early 80s,
Early
but I
80s,
could be
right?
wrong. Yeah, I think I
Mm,
was a baby.
great. Yo, man. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make this quick. Yeah, and the reason I'm doing this too, and thank you for doing this with me. You're the only one that would say, yeah, I gotta let Cher conversate with me while I drop this list.
I love it.
Uh-huh. So the reason I'm doing this is because I don't know how long I'm gonna do my podcast. I'm on season 8, but I want to just keep going, right?
Hmm.
And then I love giving to charities and I love sharing stories. I love connecting with people, right? But I still have dreams of having someone big on the show that's really big. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I want to film this, record this, and then maybe look back on it years from now and say, yo, remember when I dropped that list? You know what I mean?
right.
Mm,
And those big names come through.
yes. Okay. You want to know what number 1 is?
Tell me.
Mm. So some people know this, and this one hurts though, because it's family though, and I can't get him on the show, man. So Andrew Wiggins is my second cousin, plays for Golden State Warriors. And I put it out there for him to be on the show, but it didn't come through. So he's the first big name that I wanted sometime during my 8 seasons.
Right.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
I mean, he's young and he's busy.
Yeah, it's busy. Yeah.
We got to give him
Okay.
a bly.
Oh, but I did interview his coach because we went to high school, Gus Gymnopoulos. That was a good one, though.
Okay.
Okay. Second one, Will Smith.
My crush.
Wait, first, we're going to talk about something, but I reached out to Will to do the podcast. And, we were scheduled to do it, right? So,
Of course.
we were scheduled to do it, but I had to change my mind. I can't have people that hit women. I just put a diss on Chris Rock.
Oh my God. Or
Yo.
you're starting a new rumor.
Yo,
one or the other.
I can't have someone that was so violent on my show. So he reached back out to me and said, "Are we still doing this?" And I said, "I can't do it, Will. I can't do it. I can't have it a show.
You have an image to uphold. We're not going to advocate for that.
Yeah, Starscorpio. We can't do it. We don't go there, right?
No.
But tell me something. I remember when it happened. We actually messaged each other, right? And you asked me how I felt. I asked you how you felt about it. How did you feel about it when you saw that? Because that was on the Oscars, man. Right?
I was shocked. I thought it was staged because, or I thought more so he did it because at first he was laughing. I don't know if anybody remembers, but they took a shot of Will and he was laughing at the jokes.
Yeah.
And then he looked over at Jada and he saw Jada wasn't laughing. So that's when he flipped. And then he was like, oh, okay, so it's not funny. Okay. He's like, I got to get mad now. So I just thought it was like, it was a flip because you thought it was funny and then you looked at your wife and she was not laughing. So, and then at some part I thought it was staged. It just looked too, they said Chris kind of braced for it a little bit. So I don't know. Till this day, I don't know what to think.
Well, how far did that hand cock back though? Like
it was it was pretty far. I mean,
no, but that was rough, man. You know what? You know how some people there's some people on the other side too, right? Just defending, his woman and all that. But I don't think that even matters. You know what I mean? At that point, like there's no reason to put your hand on someone,
right. I don't
TV,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I don't think we need to get physical. Could have had words and left it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he was on Fresh Prince too. Like they showed an episode where Chris Rock was on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was with Hillary and then he also played Jazz's or the assistant or something. Some date that Jazz had to take or Carlton had to take the date on, and it was Chris Rock dressed in drag or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's madness. Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway,
they go back.
They go back, you know what I mean? But it's funny though. Me and my boy Kevin went to see Chris Rock when he came to Toronto, Rogers Center, I believe, right? And it was, not long after the slap. And we thought he would talk about it.
Right.
He mentioned it, but didn't make no jokes about it. And then he hit on that Netflix special. Mm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he hit hard on that one though.
Didn't he do it in Detroit or something? That was
Yeah,
like
one of those
the
cities,
the diss town to Jada. I think Jada's from there. I'm not sure.
man.
Something about
Okay.
Detroit, I
Yeah,
think.
crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's Will Smith. So Andrew Wiggins, number one, Will Smith, number two, number three, Kevin Hart. So
What
I
did Kev
remember,
say?
I remember I put a post out there, like just for fun. And it was a poll and on my Instagram. And I
Right.
said, yo, who do you guys want me to reach out to get them on my podcast? And then I put a poll, Will Smith, Kevin Hart. There was a third one, I believe, I can't remember. And the majority, I believe, chose Kevin Hart, right?
Mm,
But I would love, as a comedian myself, I would have loved to have him on because he's so big. But
right.
again, nobody knows about real talk at that level yet. But I'm trying to get there. But yeah, he's one guy. It's so funny on Instagram when you hit people up on their DMs, right? And you know when you can see where they look at your message, he
Yeah.
probably don't even check his own message. Has someone working for him? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I
But
doubt
you
it.
just see it blank there, right? You
Right.
know, see. I gotta tell you though, there's some big people I reached out to that it says seen, so I
It
know it
says
was
seen.
read by
Oh, okay.
somebody. Yeah,
I mean,
but
take
it's
a
ignored though.
screenshot of that, but that's
Yeah,
okay. They read it though.
they read
They
it though,
saw
right?
it. They saw it. They read it. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
yeah. There you go. Yo, you know what's crazy? The connections. So we were talking about the connections that it's a small world, right?
Very small, especially in Toronto.
Yeah, in Toronto. So some of the comedians, you know how I did comedy with Cedric Newman. So Tyshawn, his son, was on thing, and I had them both on the podcast.
Right.
And then you went to see Cedric doing stand-up
Right.
last year,
Last year.
right?
Yeah. I think it was Africa versus West Indies
Hmm.
is a comedy show. And yeah, he was performing.
Did you remember anyone else on the show that we would know in common?
Oh gosh. I think the Trinidad guy was there. Is
With the
there
ears? Who?
a comedian by the
With
name of Trinidad or something
Mark
Trinidad?
Trinidad with the ears, man. He is
Okay,
the
yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think he was there, or he might have just came and introduced.
Okay.
And I can't remember anyone else, to be honest. It was like a couple years ago. I
Okay.
don't know if it was last year,
It might have
or
been a
maybe it
couple years
was.
ago, right?
Maybe, yeah. But
Time goes so fast though.
yeah, for real.
But yeah, the Toronto circle is small. So
It is.
I remember when I took you to Crystal Ferrier's roast battle, a lot of them were
Right.
there. So
Yeah, a lot of them were there. Actually, Crystal, I went to a comedy show recently and she was there. She performed. So
Crystal
I
was
hailed her
there.
up. Yeah, she was there. It was Trix versus White Yardie, and she
Okay.
was there. She performed.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Do you
she did her bit.
Yeah, Crystal funny. She did my
She's
podcast like three
hilarious.
times. Three
Yeah,
times she did my podcast now.
yeah. She's
She's
jokes.
yeah, she's good. She's good to me. And she opened for
Hmm.
Russell. Um, and then Trick, you dropped Trix's name. When I started comedy, Trix was doing DJing. He was DJing at the Nubian show. And then all of a sudden,
Wow.
Trix touched the stage, and that guy is fire, man.
He's
Fire.
hilarious. Actually, I have a funny story. So at that same comedy show,
Mm,
it was just a couple weeks ago. I was at another party, a daytime party in Toronto, and he was there.
mm,
And he needed a ride to his show. So we got to talking. I met him through mutual friends, and he basically was like, well, I'm gonna Uber. So unless you want to give me a ride.
mm.
And so, I was a little tipsy or whatever, but I was like, well, if I drive him, then I get some ins to the show. I'm like, I get some VIP access or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up driving Trix to his own show.
That's
And it was
crazy.
hilarious in the car. Like I couldn't believe it. I was just like, am I really driving this guy? I'm just like red light, green light.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and then it was just jokes in the car. He's like doing stories and posting about it. So it was a fun time. It was good.
I
He's
gotta
hilarious.
I gotta tell you, man, like being out of the game, I love to see where the people are now. Like
Right.
when I started with them before Instagram and all that stuff,
Yeah,
right? But it's so
exactly.
nice because even John Paul, one of my mentors, man, he's on BT, like breakfast television, right?
Yeah.
I see him in the daytime and he posts some stuff. It's nice to see him. Jay Martin, you met Jay Martin too, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, all the Toronto cats, man.
Yeah.
All right. Number three. I don't think you know this gentleman. He's another comedian.
Let's see.
So, and this is recent. Some of these things were old, right? But I reached out to a comedian named TK Kirkland. A lot of
Okay.
people don't know the name. And I got introduced to him because I was watching The Breakfast Club when we used to be in the office. And
Okay.
I seen TK and I never heard of him. But
Right.
this man is funny. And he has stories from all the comedians from back in the days. He has a story with Eddie Murphy, brother stealing his brother's Rolex watch, Charlie Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, this guy. And he's well-spoken, positive, brings a lot of energy. So he actually dropped his number and we had a conversation. But I'm probably gonna have to roll back and do him again later on
Okay.
because it didn't work out. But he actually was good. We actually had the
You had
conversation.
a conversation. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're making progress
Yeah.
with the big names.
Yeah. Conversations and unseen and all that's good.
Right.
It's good.
Right. We're going from unseen to seen. That's a big deal, in the
A big
Instagram
deal.
world. It's a big deal.
Yo, so we did Wiggins, we did Will Smith, we did Kevin Hart, we did TK Kirkland, and lastly, I actually reached out to Valletta Wallace,
Oh, that's a
Biggie
big
Smalls'
one.
mom. Yeah.
Yes.
But for me, it's like I try and reach out to people that intrigue me. So, I do my podcast for donations and sharing stories, but
Right.
there's certain stories that I want to hear for myself, right?
Yeah, that would
And
have been a dope one.
telling you, man, like I
Yeah.
wanted to talk to his mother. And I know she's probably told her stories many times on
Mm-hmm.
documentaries. But yeah, it's something that I want to do I call it like a bucket list, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's a strong woman. But yeah, I reached out to her. And what I actually did, instead of DMing, I put her on one of her posts. I commented on one of the posts.
Okay.
So that's when people can see it. Like
Right.
if you're not following the person, it goes in another section, right? Not in their
Oh,
main inbox, right?
okay.
So people ignore that, I think. I think it's
Okay.
called requests because I get them too, right?
Okay, got it. Got it. Yes.
So I actually commented on the post. Someone said, yeah, that would be cool. They don't know me, right? Because I
Mm.
said, yo, Miss Wallace, I'd love to have you on my podcast. And then someone said, yeah, that would be cool.
Wow,
Do it,
okay.
you know what I mean? But of course, I don't even know if she does her own Instagram and stuff.
I
But
mean, maybe not. She's a little older, but who
yeah.
knows? You
But
never know.
she's well spoken though on those
Mm.
documentaries, man. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
mm,
that would have been pretty cool.
yeah. So yeah, that was top 5.
The top 5 famous
Yes.
people.
And that's what I
It's a good
wanted to do
list.
tonight. It's a good list. Yeah.
It is a good list.
We'll see if
I
anyone comes through though.
I mean, I feel like Kevin might reach out. I just have this. I'm manifesting it for you.
Mm.
I'm the Mercury retrograde
Keep
is
it up,
in
man.
effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it out there, man.
I'm
Put it
putting
out
it
there,
out
right?
there. Yeah.
In the universe, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say,
Pluto
right?
lemonade and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But these people are busy though, you know what I mean? So it's crazy, man.
I mean, you got to make time for the things that matter.
Mm.
And this podcast matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast
No,
matters.
no lie, it
There you
does.
go. There you go.
Real talk.
Yo, I got something special cooking for season 10. I'm skipping over season 9. Season 9's already
Tell
in the
me.
works, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about it right now. But
Not even a little clue.
no,
Okay,
no,
no
no.
problem. That's fine. No, okay.
Well, my partner was here, Victoria, and yeah, I'm working on something.
Okay.
See what
Well,
happens.
looking forward to that.
Yeah. All right. Cher, that's it. I don't know how much time we put
Thank
in.
you.
No, you know what? I'm
It
gonna
was a
get you
great
though.
time.
No, but you know what? I'm gonna get you. You can't leave without answering these questions though.
Okay,
Since you're a
go for
guest.
it.
Because you didn't do it on your season. You
I
ready?
did not. Okay.
No. Would you rather question, which I always ask now.
Oh, okay. Let's
So
do
would you
it.
rather visit your younger self and give them advice for the future? Or would you rather visit your older self and have them give you advice for what's going on right now?
Ooh, that's really good. I think I would visit my younger self and give them advice for what's coming.
Is anything
Because
particular?
Just because I've been through a lot growing up, like middle school, high school, all that stuff. And so I feel like I obviously had some sort of guidance, but if I had the right advice given to me at the right time, I would have made better decisions.
Mhm.
Certain things would have fared out better for me, I feel. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not doing too bad, but like, yeah, I think I would have given myself a lot of advice as the older version coming to talk to the young one.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
It's so funny that the people that choose the younger self versus older self and the reasons, it's so intriguing to hear the
Mm-hmm.
rationale behind it. And
Yeah.
I'm hearing that a lot too when they choose younger self.
That's a good one though. I never heard of the other way around.
I
Like
know.
the older, yeah,
Yeah, you always hear younger self, right?
right.
Okay. I got to shout out Eric Escobar because comedian from the States. He actually helped me with that. I did a special episode with him and I
Okay.
was testing out these new questions. And
Okay.
he's the reason why I asked that now.
What up, Eric?
Mm. Okay. Now, whether my guest chose their younger self or older self, this is about your younger self.
Mm.
So, what would you tell your younger self about money?
About money. I would tell my younger self to make sure you have good credit. Like don't F up your money
Mhm.
and F up your bills
Mhm.
and to invest. Like have a portion of money that you're going to invest into real estate or something that, provides like residual income.
Mm. Good one.
Yeah.
Good
I feel
answer.
like we don't get taught that enough in school,
Mm.
and that's
So
a big
right.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, because the two places that you should be taught is either school or home. And sometimes we don't even learn it at home either, right?
Right. Yeah,
Mm.
like unfortunately our parents might not know, but I feel like school should be teaching these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay, good answer. What would you tell your younger self about family?
Oh, this one. This one is close to me. I always say family is not necessarily blood, it's what you make it.
Mm.
And that just like hits home for me because I've had a lot of just issues and things going on between family members. And I feel like I've made some of my friends the closest family to me. And that's done more for me than actual blood members.
Mm.
So I would just say family is just a word. Like it doesn't mean that your blood is gonna have your back necessarily.
Am
Yeah,
I family?
you
Am I
make it what it
family?
is. What?
Am I family?
Yeah, you're family for sure. Yeah. You're the non-blood family.
You're not blood.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out that answer. The first person I heard that on my podcast from Kalissa. She's a singer. She's the first person that said it. And the way she worded it,
Mm.
it was it was like kind of elegant,
What
man.
was her what was her
I
answer?
had to look back on it,
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
it's about, family's not always your blood. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Mm. All right. What would you tell your younger self about friends?
Oh, friends, friends, friends. I'm actually slowly learning this now, almost reaching 40 years old, but I feel as you get older, the circle of friends becomes very small and very tight, and it's almost like a pyramid. Like, you have the surface level friends at the bottom, and that's when people have like 10, 15, 20 friends. As you get older, it just kind of goes like this, and there's just like three, maybe two or three friends that are like your core.
Mm.
So I would just tell myself, like, don't focus on the number or the quantity, it's quality
Quality, right?
friendships. Yeah, quality of friendships.
So true. What do you think about that saying? I heard someone say it and I talked about it in my podcast with one of my guests. Like people come in your life for a particular reason at a particular time. And that could be the time could be different, could be a month, could be a year, 2 years,
Mm.
10 years. But even if someone 10 years that you've been close to leaves your life, they serve their purpose. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it rings truth. I think that has not everyone has a time, but I think there are certain people in your life that are there for a reason, like you said.
Hmm.
Whether you learn something, even if you get hurt by them, it's all a lesson, right?
Hmm.
Experience, it's a lesson, something that you learn, even if it's a negative experience. So yeah, I think some people are there to just come in and teach you things. I've had a friendship of like over 14 years, like a girlfriend of mine, and we ended up not being close after a certain while, but they always say, oh, if you've been friends for 10 or more years, it's solid. But that just proves that it wasn't. Everything's cool, like we're acquaintances, but she taught me lessons, I taught her lessons, and that was like 15 years of friendship, and then it just kind of ended.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that happened. I have stories like that too.
right.
Yeah, that's a good answer, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the last one. What would
I'm scared.
what would you tell your younger self about love?
Oh God. Actually, you know what? That's kind of easy for me. I would tell my younger self that love is not external, like it's all internal. Like the whole saying like of love yourself,
Mhm.
like you have to be in love with yourself. It's true. Like if you wouldn't date you or if you
Mm,
wouldn't be around you, then how is anyone else around supposed to be around that?
mm.
So I feel like I would tell myself, like, focus on yourself, love yourself, become like the person that you would love to hang out with or that you would love to be, and everything else will fall into place.
Mm. Bam. Shots fired.
It only took 40 years. Almost 40 years.
Tell me if you think this is true. Like, I'm not an avid reader, right? I read about, I don't know, 10, 20 books in my life, where some
Oh,
people read hundreds, right?
okay.
But some of the books I read, like Eddie Murphy's biography, Malcolm X biography, Tupac
Mm,
biography, some of the things we had to read in school, I actually read. Um, but one thing that I did read when I was in my 20s, I think, was the Celestine Prophecies, I believe it's called.
okay.
And I took something from that book that rings true because I've seen it in other relationships and stuff, right? And one of the things it said is you can't love someone fully until you're a complete circle. So the analogy, the comparison was circles, right?
Mm,
Until you're a complete circle, you can't give your love to someone else. Because what people try and do right now, not right now, sometimes is they're a half circle. So
mm,
there's things missing. And then they use someone to complete that circle.
okay.
That cannot work because you're still missing things and you rely on that other person to complete your circle.
Okay.
And that's why there's so much issues with people in relationships when it comes to love, money, kids. Their emotions
Hmm.
overwhelm them because they don't know how to control them and express their feelings and things like that because they were never complete in the first place. You use
Okay.
someone else. So when that other person, if they're incomplete too, that's like toxic
Mm,
because you're both incomplete and you're relying on each other for that self-actualization and fulfillment, but
okay.
you're not self-fulfilled.
So do you feel that's true?
I feel it's true. I think you have to be a complete circle. Because just look at the people that aren't stable in their lives for whatever reason, and they're
Yeah.
not complete. And complete can mean anything when you think of it, but there's probably your basic things to complete to love. It goes back to loving yourself,
Right.
but there's a lot of things involved before in your life before you could fulfill someone else's life. You know what I mean?
That's true. There's certain core things and basics that I feel we should all kind of have down pat.
Mhm.
But then do you feel that if you're a complete circle, there's nothing to get from a
No, no,
partner?
no, but that's the thing. Love is about the circles. So picture the world with all these circles bouncing around,
Mm,
and this is you, and this is another person complete. You're bouncing off. You're not sticky.
okay.
Because
Right.
it's kind of
That's
like,
true.
yeah, it's kind of like if you're not complete, you're now stuck to this person. And that's where the jealousy comes from too.
Ah, that's true.
Because
The
you're not secure.
insecurities, yeah,
Exactly.
that makes
You're
sense.
stuck to this person. But
Right.
if you're like this, so even in a breakup, you bounce off that person.
Right.
I can find someone else. I'm complete. So it
That's
hurts for
true.
a while, but you're complete and you find
Right.
another.
Yeah, I
But
never looked at it that way. That's true.
and think of this too. While we're talking, I'm just thinking of this. Imagine you're a complete circle. You know those persons that are self-fulfilled and they're happy and they love
Hmm.
themselves and everything's good for them in a way, and they're looking for someone. Imagine they find a half circle to try and commit to.
Mm.
That person is going to be, I don't even know the words for it, annoying, dependent. Now,
Yeah.
this person can't take
It's
that,
gonna get irritating, right?
saying,
They're
because
gonna
they're no
come with
complete.
baggage.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was
I heard of
interesting.
that book. I haven't read it. I should maybe give it a try.
You know what? You know another message from that, which I always took away,
Mm,
is somebody always has a message for you.
okay.
And if you look back at the people that you met in your
Everyone you've
life,
met, yeah.
just think of what they did for you or you did for them.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
There's always a message. So when you, I don't remember exactly because it was so long ago, but it was kind of like if you make eye contact with someone, something like that. But even people we know in our lives, forget about the eye contact because I think it was talking about strangers too.
Right.
But even stuff people we know, like me and you, look at the relationship we built over 10 years, how we helped
Yeah,
each other out. You
it's
know what I mean?
true. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, like we just
Yeah.
had an instant connection, like when we worked together and it was just authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then look what happens.
You're my
Like,
peoples, you're my
yeah,
family.
we help each other out. And then that's the thing. You don't even know you're gonna lean on that person years from now too for something that we don't know right now. I might be
Right.
calling you in the future. I
Yeah,
need help on
and I'll
something,
be
or you need
there.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And I
That's the
gave you
other
the
thing
best.
too.
Wait, so sorry, I gave you the best mechanic. Aziz. Shout out
You did
Aziz, right?
shout out to Aziz. I just saw him the other day, got an oil change. His prices
Yes.
went up, but it's okay.
His prices
Inflation.
went up.
Inflation, it's okay. I get the good oil. I was like,
Yo,
$80.
these lights are making me sweat. But wait, you were gonna say something though.
I was gonna say, I also feel like as you get older, you realize that you don't necessarily have to talk to someone every day for it
Mm,
to be like a good friendship or a good relationship. Well,
yeah.
relationships are different, but more so friendships. Like, if you have a good bond and everyone's secure,
Mm,
there doesn't need to be that communication every day. Like, you can understand your friend's busy or they might not have time, but that bond is always there.
mm.
So I find
So
when you're
true.
younger, it's more like, oh, well, you didn't call me back, so I'm not calling you back, and you didn't text me back, I'm not texting you back. But
Yeah.
fine, as you get older, it's not really about that. Everyone understands people are busy, but you make the time when you can make the time.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
true. And you're growing as a person, right? And then you
right.
so if you don't get out of that, that's the scary part. Like some people that are our age, 40 or 50, and they're not out of that, you gotta get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, man, life's busy.
Mhm.
Shit's coming and going.
All
We we
right.
got we got famous people
We
to
got
interview,
we
so
got famous people.
exactly.
Right. Cher, this has been good. I might have
It's
to
so
have you
good.
on, man, next season and just
Bring me
shoot the
back. Bring me back.
yeah. All right. Cher, that was it. Thanks for answering those questions.
Thank you so much. Those are great questions. I loved
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, and thanks for listening to
Awesome.
my list.
Thank you. I'm manifesting it as we speak.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All
Your
right.
birthday wish should be that.
Yeah,
Someone
November
from the
2nd.
list.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
November 2nd.
Mm. All right. Thank you, Cher.
Peace. Thank
This is
you.
Real Talk with Star Scorpio, and we out.
Bye.